The Graphic Histories Podcast.
I got bit by a radioactive bug. I tried an experimental drug. Went up for a stroll on a gamma testing range. I found an enchanted hurricane. I made a serum that made me small. I modified the serum so it would make me tall. Radioactive isotope in my eyes. A dying alien helped me accessorize. I gained the proportion and strength of a spider. Now I'm invincible and I can fly. I lost my sight, my other senses were heightened. I'm gonna put on my pajamas and go fight crime.
Hey there, and welcome to the Graphic Histories Podcast. My name is Andre Mayette, your podcast host. Big thanks to Uka the Mock for our theme song, Superpowers. Big thanks to you, gentle listener, for tuning in once again to another action-packed, fun-filled show. Today, from under the snowy wastelands in which we reside, it has been snowing an awful lot lately. And it sucks, because last year I think I shoveled like twice. This year it's been like 4 times, 5 times, 6 times already, and that's too much shoveling. It just keeps snowing. And then when you just shovel it, and then it snows again overnight, and you gotta shovel it again. But that is not to, continue the Canadian stereotype that we were all just shoveling and living in snow igloos and mountains and riding moose and all those other things that the fun folks, mostly in the South, like to think about us. It is just snowy. I mean, our temperature, when people think about, Canadian weather, I mean, my weather in the part of Canada I am in, we're a pretty big country, is almost exactly the same as New York, New Jersey, Maine, that general area. So, when it's snowy there, it's cold there. It's snowy here, it's cold here. It's actually a little warmer sometimes because of the jet stream. So, you never know. But anyway, it sucks. It's been snowing. And, of course, with winter comes illness sometimes. I got a cold. It's going away now, but it just sucked last week. So, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff. And it's glad to be out of it. Today in the show, I'm talking with George Gant. George and I had a great conversation. He is really into the world of cartooning, comic strips, cartoon strips, that sort of thing. Something we don't have a lot of folk. We have had folk in the past that do that sort of thing. And it was really nice to get to talk to someone that is artistic merits sort of center around that particular type of art, because it's not one that we get to see displayed a lot, or talked about a lot, even on this show. So it was really cool to have George on and to discuss about the finer points of cartooning and comic strips and all the things that have led him to the career he has today, doing some really fun work. Check out his stuff for sure. His website is easy to find. Just Google George Gant. There's a lot of really cool stuff. And it's really, really fun. Well worth your time, and a great, great artist that he is. So, and a great conversation. So, things are tight. Life's busy. I'm not going to go through the full intro about what's going on in the day today. All I want to tell you is I finally got around to watching Fallout Season 2, and it's pretty great. I had to finally get around to finishing some other shows, get to watch Squid Game, finish that up, do all those things. That's all done. I'm now ready for Fallout, and then I got to hit those Marvel shows. I got to do Ironheart and Wonder Man, which I guess just dropped, so got to get on those too. But, in the meantime, finishing up Fallout, catching up on that great show. Never played the games, but really dig the show. It's a lot of fun. So, all right, without any further ado, here it is, my conversation with George Gant.
Degrees today.
Oh yeah, you guys are on a different system than us. I'm in Canada.
Yeah.
We're at like 1 degree today, which is I'm in Nova Scotia. So
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, so I shouldn't complain at all.
Yeah. Oh no, you can. I mean, our weather is pretty similar to like New Jersey, New York area, like Maine. So it's not as cold. Like it's 1 degree here, which is above zero. So I'm not sure what that means. I've never figured out the conversion rate with the American system versus ours, but it's above. Snow is melting, so it's warm enough for that, which is nice. Yesterday was really cold, and this weekend is going to be crazy cold too. So
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be much colder than that. I'm
yeah,
not looking forward to that, but
right on. Were you born and raised in Chicago?
yeah,
Nice.
I've been here my entire life. That's all I know. Well, I'm not. Yeah, that's all I know.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I've been in Nova Scotia. I've got out a little bit here and there, but it's nice to see how the other half lives, as they say.
Yeah.
Uh, awesome. So, what got you started with comics? Like, what was the first comic to get you into it?
For me, okay, so I'm an 80s baby. So like
Hmm.
everything that I love, I discovered in the 80s and 90s.
Hmm.
So for me,
Oh,
my
me
comic
too.
was
I'm with you, buddy.
oh yeah. Uh so mine was Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh, awesome.
Um I came across like this stack, like a family member had like this just stacks of books
Hmm.
of the Calvin and Hobbes collections, and I think I just tore through those. And I mean, of course, you know, you had your Peanuts, you had Garfield, and you had everything that was like in the Sunday funnies, in the Sunday newspapers. But that was like the one that really like spoke to me. And yeah, and then like so it was like that, and I would say Ninja Turtles, but that's more like the TV show because I
Fair
was a
enough.
kid back then.
Yeah. I respect Watterson mostly because he like knew when to quit, I guess. I'm not saying that like he had to. I'm sure he could have kept doing Calvin Hobbes forever. But he put a cap on it, which I always kind of respect with art when artists can kind of, end their thing. Because some artists really had trouble, especially with something serialized like those sort of Sunday comics.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy to me how like revered that comic is today. And
Mm.
you look at it, it's only ran for 10 years.
Mhm.
Like, that's an obscenely like short amount of time. And yeah, and I'm not one of those people. I don't know when to quit.
Well, I read somewhere a long time ago, and it always kind of stuck with me, and I usually remind people of it often, is that like apparently like even when like the masters were like creating their art, their paintings, and they would sell them to museums, they would still go in after hours and keep working on the paintings until eventually the museum people had to be like, no, it's done. Like we bought it, it's hung up, leave it alone, it's done, and basically like kick them out. So like even those guys were never, they couldn't stop. They just kept wanting to improve on it.
Oh no, I
So,
get it. I believe it. I have to force myself to quit things sometimes. I have to say, look, it's done. It'll never be perfect. It's done. Turn this in so you can get some sleep, please.
but it was mostly the Sunday, like the comic strips for you, like so.
Yeah, yeah, for me, I was never I know everyone's like it's about the books, it's about the floppies, it's about the graphic novels. But for me, it was like always like the Sunday funnies. They were the most accessible ways to get comics back then. I
Hmm.
mean, you can go to a store and you can get well, actually back then you could like find comics in like supermarkets, but here like someone always had a newspaper anyway.
Hmm.
They were cheap. They were easy to read. You can like, take 6 seconds to read a comic strip.
Yeah,
Um, so that was kind of like my thing.
that's
Yeah.
that's awesome. I have a lot of respect for that. For the, like every form of comic, every form of art has its own sort of style, and medium and method to how you have to get the story across. But with that particular, like with the comic strip format, you have like 3, 4 panels. The Sunday one maybe 6. If they have the big color versions like they used to do. When I was a kid, it was they used to redo the Stan Lee Spider-Man comic strips in those.
Mhm.
And you get the color one on Sunday, which is always a different story than the black and white one, which ran through the rest of the week. And I'm a big regular like Spider-Man fan, so um, but like to get comedy, or at least enough to get someone to snicker in 3 panels, 3 to 4 panels, that's quite a feat. And
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
challenge.
yeah, for sure. But
Yeah,
was that so? Like when you, as a kid, were you drawing them? Were you like getting into making your own comic strips off the get-go, or?
not so much comic strips. Like I think I like when I was a kid, I tried to do like this little picture book.
Mhm.
But other than that, it was just like all Ninja Turtles all the time.
Mhm.
and like things you see like on TV. You got the Flintstones, and you got like all those characters. Um, and because I was, a kid in the 80s and 90s, that was also the time where like Nintendo came around. So I was constantly drawing like Mario and then Sonic the Hedgehog a few years later. And I didn't really try to do the strip thing until, yeah, like pretty much until I want to say high school. And even then, it wasn't strips, they were more like editorials.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't think I drew an actual proper strip until I was like in my early 20s.
No, nothing wrong with that. The editorial's even harder because like it's one panel. So like, you got to get it all, you got to get it all out there. And yeah, and it's interesting, especially because like our local paper in, well, the one that comes out of Halifax used to have a comic by a dude, McKinnon, that used to do like the one panel political strips, and usually just making
Mhm.
fun of the prime minister or some stupid thing going on or something to do with the states or whatever political thing was the issue of the day. But they're always like, fairly well revered by most Canadians. Like if you ask them about them, they would recognize it and know who he is just from these political strips, right? These political commentaries. So
Yeah, those are like I admire those guys because they have to come up with an idea. Like think about how quickly they have to come up with that
hmm.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because especially now with the news cycle just being constantly and it never ends.
No, no.
Like you have to come up with something like literally like by the very next day, and you have to make it like you have to make a point, and you have to make a message, and you have to make legible art
Mhm.
every single day. So I admire those guys a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. I had this funny thought today when I was like at the gym that like the concept about how quickly, like how fast everything comes at you and how it's also overwhelming and it's also huge now. It's like, I feel like making some kind of a fiction in a world where like the aliens are invading and the other, and like just put all this stuff together, like the zombies are coming while the aliens are invading, like all of the shit that happens at once and everybody just trying to live their lives because it just feels like that some days. Like
It
every
does.
world-ending event is happening at once, and we all are just trying to like, get to our jobs and spend time with their family and live our lives without getting wrapped up in it. But
Oh yeah, yeah. But the aliens are coming where I'm like, yeah, but I gotta go to the store.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're out of toilet paper.
Yeah. That's actually like a fun, just the guy trying to get to the store to get like formula or something, or like tampons for his wife or something, like in the middle of like the alien invasion, and just like I gotta do this. So
Like,
yeah.
I need coffee creamer.
Look, Blathnar the Destroyer can take over the world. That's fine, but as long as I can get to the store and get my coffee cream, then we're all set.
Exactly.
So like, were you when you mentioned doing editorials, that was for like the school newspaper and stuff?
Yeah, it was just a school newspaper. I don't even know how I came about doing so.
Hmm.
Like I don't know what told me to do, what went off in my head. Hey, can I draw something for the school paper? But I went to the paper and I asked the person in charge, hey, can I draw something? And they said, yeah. They gave me like articles that they were working on.
Hmm.
And I do like an editorial in relation to the article. Um, and I did this for like my sophomore, second through fourth years. I actually won some awards for that,
No shit.
like citywide awards. Um, for being a kid, and then
Mm.
it being citywide in the city of Chicago, is that it felt like such a huge deal at the time.
That is
But yeah,
huge.
that was it was a fun period.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Were you like art classes? Were you doing all that sort of stuff in high school? Like was art something you were focused
um
on, or is it just sort of a love of cartooning that brought you to it?
it was more a love of cartooning. Like I love the drawing, I love art, but I did not love to learn about art. Like I did not want to learn how to do I wanted to do.
No.
I've always been like a kinesthetic learner. Like I'll learn how to do something by doing it.
Hmm.
Um, So that was like one of those kids. So while I took art classes, I can't say that I fully paid attention. I don't know how that affects my work today. I think it might.
I mean, I feel like I mean, obviously everyone learns differently, and I feel like that's something, thankfully, the education system is finally starting to understand that, like, not everyone learns the same way. So the idea of, like, if you have that cool, like, I was lucky enough to have, like, a cool art teacher that wasn't of the sort to be like, here's the training of the masters, like, study this and then learn, like, he would show perspective in the basics, but kind of let you explore within that and kind of find your style, your voice. And yeah, I feel like, a lot of folks I talk to doing the show are of a similar story. They take the art classes and stuff, but either they've gone to art school, but I guess nobody ever, it's rare that someone is like art school is what informed my art. Like it's usually like, it honed it a little, or I made the connections to get me somewhere later, but it's not like this is where I couldn't do it. I went to art school and then I could do it. It's
Right.
rare. It's rare.
It's always like everything else, and that's like a beauty of like cartooning.
Mm.
A lot of it is actually more like lived experience
Mm.
and less actual like learning about art.
Mm.
Because I'll mess these up. I'll make a mistake, and for the sake of like deadlines, I'll just leave it. But I think what's most important is like what I have to say.
Mm.
And a lot of that comes from like, actual living experience and not something other than the classroom.
Yeah. And style too. Like, I don't know, like I don't know. You look at artists and you look at, like, even if you just look at comic strips, if you open what the page is now. I mean, I haven't bought a paper in probably 20 years, so I don't know or looked at newspaper in a long time, so I don't know what the current strips are. Um, but the idea that, like, I read them a lot as a kid, same as you, because they were readily available. Every morning you got new ones. I remember every morning before school eating breakfast, I would get the comic strip page, and read that while I was eating. But like Foxtrot and Zits and Jumpstart and all those sort of things were all in the overboard. Uh, but like, yeah, like all of them are drastically different. There's no two that look similar. So the story gets across regardless. The style is kind of unique, but like, who are you to say like this art is not good? Like art's subjective, and that's kind of the beauty of it, right? So it's if it works
Yes.
for you and it gets the story across and people understand what's going on. Like I have a friend that's a big movie guy, and I am too, but we always talk about movies, and he'd be like, what makes a good movie? He's like, is it in focus? Can you tell? Can you hear the dialogue? The story is subjective. If you like it or not, I guess it's up to you. But what makes what they show you, and it's
Mm.
kind of hard to put a point on it. I mean, you can, I guess, through story, narrative, and stuff, but like, what makes
I
it
mean,
good? It's legible.
yeah.
You can,
Yeah.
it's
Like if you can understand it, how does it
yeah,
make you does it make you feel something?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's a unique thing. So when did you start getting into doing your own? Like when, aside after the net, like the school, and when you got out of that, like, did you pursue that immediately, or is it something you picked up later in life when you were doing other things?
So after school, I tried my hand, like I went to college
Hmm.
until I ran out of money.
What did you take?
And I went for graphic design.
Oh,
So I just took like a lot of graphic design and things like that.
that's what I do or did. I still do.
Um,
I have a couple jobs, but yeah. So
yeah, I'm not gonna say I wasn't good at it. Like I'm okay. I was okay with it, but
yeah,
hey, I got to learn Photoshop. I
yeah,
eventually like moved over to like IT
mhm,
because I'm a computers guy. And everything I've done, like even now, has always been like connected to computers in some way, shape, or form.
mhm,
And I kind of got away from art a bit. Like once I ran out of money, I had to work, and I got a few like coffee shop
mhm,
jobs, and then like somewhere along the line, somewhere in that, I wasn't really drawing all that much,
mhm.
but somewhere in there, I discovered the webcomic scene,
Oh yeah.
and
There was a period where that was huge. Like there were
oh,
massive webcomics that were like getting, and it's sad because it was kind of before the era where you could really monetize that stuff like you can now. Like there was no Patreon, and there's all these people that were putting in insane work and doing these crazy comics that probably didn't make much money off it. We're just doing it for passion.
Yeah, and, like it's insane. And they were I don't they weren't like everywhere, but like the cool thing about the webcomics around that time is that they were able to approach subjects that you would not see in the newspapers.
Mm,
But a lot of them followed the same like newspaper comic book formula at the
mm,
time back then anyway. So like that's like when like Penny Arcade came around,
yeah.
and then there was just like a slew of like gaming comics.
Oh yeah. A lot of D&D
And
ones, if I recall correctly, like Knights Around the Gaming Table and stuff like that, or something. There was a
yeah,
lot of like those D&D sort of inspired ones, and
yeah, there were a lot of those as
yeah,
well. But I figure like I am a massive gamer. Like
mhm.
I love video games. Like
Nice.
that's like a bunch of video game stuff behind me right now.
Oh yeah, I was looking at
Um,
that earlier. It looks great. What are you playing currently?
right now I am playing. Actually, a couple days ago I just picked up Arc Raiders, so I've been playing
Nice.
that.
I've had a friend suggest that.
Uh,
I've started a friend always told me because I'm a big like horror guy and movie guy and I mean comics, a lot of stuff. But anyway, he's like, you should play Alan Wake 'cause I've never played it. So
oh, that's really good.
I'm playing the first one
It's
right now. It's actually pretty fun. Like it's wild because I've played like Until Dawn and like The Quarry and other games that are kind of like took that method and went way further with it. But you
uh
know, for the story, it's interesting. It does make me jump occasionally, which is good for a horror game. So
well, if it's like that with the first one, just wait until you get to the second one.
okay, cool. Yeah, that is, I'm probably going to just carry right on because they're not that long of a game, I don't think.
No,
So,
they're not. I think the second one is longer than the first one,
mm.
but it doesn't feel like it. It's really good, I
Yeah,
think.
it's kind of Lovecraftian, which I like, so I'll take it.
Um, but yeah, so I'm playing that, and I'm playing. I just finished Baldur's Gate 3 not that long ago.
Nice, nice.
So,
So the online comics like the based around video games. That's where you're discovering that.
so
Yeah.
so I tried my own for a bit, um, and then because I was working at coffee shops at the time, I did like this webcomic about it, like working in the coffee shop.
Hmm.
And it was just kind of like my way of kind of venting.
Hmm.
Basically, I'm complaining about my job through this comic, and I did that for a while, even after I left coffee.
Hmm.
Um, so so I was just doing like the webcomics thing. And then eventually I started doing like small freelance things. Somebody wants like a picture book here, or someone wants like some coloring work there. And that's actually how I got into like the independent comic scene.
Hmm.
Then eventually I got back into webcomics. Like I got back into like my gaming webcomics. Um, and then somewhere way down the line, I came up with Beware of Toddler, and
Was that informed on having a toddler, I assume?
it is. The
Yeah.
early strips were actually like almost like 1-to-1. They weren't even like I didn't even do anything crazy with them. Like, yeah, that just happened.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, and so that's where Beware of Toddler began as a webcomic, and then is now a newspaper strip.
Oh, that's awesome. So, I mean, do you just have the one child?
No, I have two children actually.
Okay.
So with my firstborn, my son,
Hmm.
he like his childhood was easy. It was like a piece of cake. Like I cannot draw anything funny from that because it was
It's like
like
do something funny, to the kids.
yeah, like, there was no struggle. But like when my daughter was born, that's when everything went south. Everything like she got into everything. She wanted to do everything, and and it was fun. Like it was funny when she did it. I mean, it was chaos, but it was funny when she did it, and that was also kind of me venting through my comic strip.
Hmm.
Like I'm exhausted, so let me come up. I came up with this comic strip based off of something she did, and yeah, I didn't expect it to really take off as much as it did.
Well, I think
It's it's good stuff.
it's a universal, like I don't have any kids, but I have a lot of friends who do. Um, and listening to them complain and vent and to me about, like I had a friend one time say to me, her and her partner had a baby, like because I just turned 40 this past year, so a lot of my friends about 4 to 5 years ago all had the same. Oh, we got to have a kid now, or we're not going to be able to have a kid, right? So they all sort of like it was either shit or get off the pot, and they all decided to shit. So now everyone's got kids, and now I'm like that friend that's like, hey, let's go do something, and nobody has time, and everybody's tired, and so it's like I understand it, but a friend of mine once told me, I think it was like she was having like trouble sleeping and the kid wasn't sleeping well. And she said, like, I wish someone would have told me how hard being a parent was before I became one. And I'm like, how did you not think that it would be hard? Like, how would you think it would be a cakewalk? Like, like to
Oh,
me, I don't have kids and I understand it's probably a nightmare. So like, you know, how did you miss that memo?
it's such a weird thing. It's like until you do it, like yeah, you know it's hard, but it's not even like it's hard, but it's like constant, like it doesn't
Mm,
end.
yeah,
Like
there's no
it's
break. Like even when they're
yeah,
sleeping, it's maybe an hour or two window, and you probably have shit you got to do around the house, right? So,
yeah. So basically, having small children, having babies, is a lot like the current news cycle. Like think about the frequency in which that happens
mm,
and things within that happens. That's what it's like when you have small children and they do things.
mm. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. I can see why that would be overwhelming on top of, the news cycle and the world having to deal with that every day. Like I do a lot of things and people always ask me like, how do you do all this stuff? And I always say I have no kids and understanding wealth. I say those are the two things for my recipe to be able to do all the stuff I do.
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad thing. I mean
No, no,
it
no.
is rewarding.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is.
So like it's not like oh I should have never had kids, nothing like
No,
that.
no, I don't mean it like that. Just that,
But
you have to understand your life will be drastically different once there's a child involved because, you have to look after them.
yeah, I mean not having kids is still fun too. It was nice to be able to afford things at one point.
That
So
a
that
good
was cool.
that was cool. That was a good time. Well, no, the story, like, and what, yeah, I was gonna say, like, the reason that I assume the strip has succeeded. I mean, the art's beautiful. It's really fun. I really, really like your style. It fits very well into the story and what you're doing. And a lot of the other projects you work on too also look, um, it reminds me, like, do you know who Troy Little is?
Troy Little,
He does a
I
lot of
don't.
he did like a Powerpuff Girls comics for years. He does a lot of Rick and Morty comics now and a few other things, but he has a very ropey kind of style. With some of his cartooning work, he did a graphic novel adaptation of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas a couple years ago. But it reminds me a little bit, depending on the style, but when it gets to more Vibino stuff, it reminds me a lot of his work, which is really cool.
Oh man,
Um,
I have to look it up. Oh yeah,
yeah.
then I got the Beatles stuff. I somehow completely forgot for a second.
So what informed that?
Um, Beware of Toddler. Like that was the thing. Like Beware of Toddler opened up all these other avenues for me.
Hmm.
Um, and like one thing about me is like I don't apply to anything.
Hmm.
I don't take the initiative. I hate to say that, but I don't usually. I just want to like work and just let everything else like kind of work around that.
Hmm.
Um, so when Beware Toddler like came up and it was doing its thing, I was actually approached by the Beano,
Hmm.
and they were just like, "Yeah, we've got this property that we're looking to bring back, and we're doing this thing, and would you like to take it on?" And I was like, I had to think about it. I'm like, can I handle another strip right now? But I was like, yeah, why not? It's work, and I need work.
Hmm.
Because Beware Tolerance webcomic and it's not like pulling in income. So I took that on. And it's been 5 years now.
Hmm.
So I'm working on the Angel Face comic for the Beano. Um, and recently I've been doing what is it? Cuddles and Dimples for the Dandy, like their annual issues.
Hmm.
So it's kind of cool that I got to do that second strip, which is like right up my wheelhouse because it's about a pair of toddlers.
I like how
But
you have the market on like toddler based comic strips.
that's right. This has become like it's become I've become like the toddler whisperer. It's like it's I mean it's just a shame. Like it's like that in real life. Like whenever like when my daughter was a baby, like it was me at home with her. Like I could actually like calm her down and things like that. So yeah, it's life imitates art.
I wanted to
Art
commend
imitates life.
you when I was skimming through your work. I came across the like the Kaiju mashup, which I thought was one of the more clever things I've seen in a while. Like every once in a while, you see a lot of stuff in comics, and you're like, "Oh, that's clever, that's fun." But when I saw that, it made me laugh a lot. So it's
Yeah,
very good.
I love doing stuff like that. Like
Hmm.
I want to do another one. I might think about doing like another kaiju thing like that.
Hmm.
Um, mashups, parodies, uh, making fun of brand names. Like I love doing stuff like that. Trying to think of one that I did that I'm thinking of. I did like a Peppa Pig one a few years back. I want to do another one of those.
Nice.
And that's one thing about Beware of Toddler is like I kind of like sending up children's media within the
Hmm.
strip. So
Hmm.
that's kind of like my new fun thing.
Well, you
I'm
must be
trying to find
exposed
out
to a
like,
lot of it, so
oh yeah, especially back then, like constantly. Like now, I'm trying to find like a good like Miss Rachel parody,
oh right, yeah, right.
but she's so pleasant. I don't want to make fun of her, so I'm trying to figure out how to do so, but make it complimentary. Oh, that's my next goal.
Yeah, that's a fine line. Yeah, like my friend, one of my friends and their kid, she was big into Bluey, and as a my other friends, what I mentioned before, her kid is like her and her partner are both like her partner's like a sports guy. He's a good friend of mine, but he's not really into like comics or anything like that, and neither is she. But their kid is starting to get into it, so I'm like they call me the like instead of the Godfather, I'm like the comic father. So when the kid has a when his name's Jack, when Jack has a question about like Spider-Man or the Ninja Turtles, they'll call me and I'll explain to him like what Krang is, where Krang comes from, or why who this bad guy is, or what his name is, and what his deal is. So he's really into origin stories. He calls them. He likes knowing where the people came from. To have me explain it to him. So because like his parents don't, so like I'm like a resource, which I think is really funny to, and I'll happily accept it. I'm like, man, if I can inform this kid being a nerd, I'm super in for it. Like I'll
Oh,
happily help.
he's gonna be in for life.
Yeah.
He's gonna be at the cons.
Yeah,
He's gonna
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
all of that.
A friend of mine used to joke when we were kids, like younger and teenagers, he'd say like, "Oh, if you ever have a kid, he's good." You know, kids always rebel against their parents, so you'll have a kid that'll be like, "I don't want to read Spider-Man, Dad. I want to be in the football team," and I'd be like, "You're killing me," you know. No son of mine is gonna play football when there's perfectly good comics sitting in a pile right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Did you ever read talking about like the early web comics and some of the stuff they did? Did you ever read the Perry Bible Fellowship? You ever
Uh,
discover those?
I've I've read like a couple.
Hmm.
It was never like my thing,
Hmm.
but I very much remember like that entire era, and that one was huge.
It was. I think a hardcover book in there somewhere that has like all of the. It was all of them up to a certain point. I think Dark Horse put it out, but he still does them, so I'm guessing
Yeah, I was gonna say I
there's
think
lots more.
they're still around.
Yeah, it's like that's what I loved about the internet, and you were right because there was a like with internet comics, there's no limit. Like there's no line, there's no editor two piece. You do your work, you put it out there, and the work speaks for itself, and you can comment on whatever you want and say whatever you want. And that one was always kind of surreal and dark, which I guess I liked because it kind of like it, but it always had a kid. It presented as a very kiddish sort of thing, but it was always something incredibly disturbing, which I always really liked. So I feel like there's a shift in people accepting the silly when it comes to like fictions now. Like things used to always kind of be a little mired in, reality, and now it seems like the big studios are kind of getting away from that and more accepting how silly some of these properties they're adapting are. Like,
Yeah, I think.
yeah, I watched that
Yeah.
new Master of the Universe trailer came out today for the new
Oh yeah.
movie. Did you see that?
Actually, I saw it right before I logged on.
Nice.
Um, I was never a He-Man guy. Like
No, not
I
not really me either, but
like I couldn't stand it. But I'll be honest, I that trailer kind of got me.
yeah, it looks
Something
fun.
about it. Yeah, like it looks silly. It looks like dumb fun.
Yeah, like
So I can get back to it.
Skeletor looks fun. Like either the new Street Fighter movie looks like it'd be dumb fun too. Like I'm down for that. I'm
Oh,
like,
I'm all in. I'm all in on that one.
are you? It looks insane to me. Like the old one is, I mean, historically known as being the dumpster fire of a movie. It is. But this new one looks like it'd be fun. I didn't really like the new Mortal Kombat movie. Uh, but this one looks like it'll be fun. I'm down for it.
Yeah, I think you know what I think it is. Is that now, like all the kids who grew up like playing that stuff back then, they're making the movies now. So they can like I think they have like a better understanding on these
Hmm.
properties.
Yeah.
Like Street Fighter is a dumb franchise. Like even the games are silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh yeah, like yeah, it's martial arts action, but if you actually like play like the last few Street Fighter games, they're really silly. Um and Mortal Kombat, that one just had like it just had one problem with me, and that was just like the main character. That guy did not need to exist.
Cole Hauser or whatever. That's his name?
Yeah, yeah,
Cole
Cole something,
something.
but
Yeah.
he didn't need to exist. There was no reason for him to exist within the story, and that brought the rest of the movie down. It would have been fine, just fine without him.
Yeah.
And I think they know that, and that's why you don't see him much in the trailers for part two.
It's like you could have
So
made Liu Kang be that person. Like it just seems weird to me that they like invent a new person.
yeah, they got like
Uh
five people they can do. They got Luke Cage. They could have done Johnny Cage. They could have done
it just seems like all
like
the cool characters kind of got like dealt with in the first movie before they even get to the tournament. You know, like
it,
it just I don't
it's so
know.
ridiculous.
But there's a big part of me, like as an 80s kid. I was born in 85, so it was really early
Mm,
90s is when I kind of informed on a lot of the things, Turtles and all that stuff too. But that original Mortal Kombat movie, like the first one, I still really
mhm.
love that movie. It's got its faults, but it's really fun. I mean, this it's a great action movie. And the effects. The second one is a dumpster fire, but also kind of fun in its own right, I guess.
Yeah, I watch them like yearly. Like at some point every year, I watch the original Street Fighter movie,
Mhm.
which I don't
Oh
hate, by the
God, you
way.
could really you could do that annually? That's insane. That's
I can do
impressive.
it annually because it's dumb fun.
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat, I view Street Fighter as dumb fun. I view the first Mortal Kombat movie as actually good.
yeah, it's decent.
And the second one is terrible, but I can sit through it because it's like short, so you just breeze right through it.
I hate the shit on like actors and their choices, but that woman that played Melina was so bad. Or not Melina, was it Melina? The mother. Um
Oh, Sindel.
Sindel. Oh my God, Sindel. She was so bad. So bad. It was like, and that guy, Brian, the guy that played Shao Kahn, he was like in everything at that time. Like he's on the X-Files, he was like he's on Buffy, he was like nine different monsters on Buffy. He was like he just had that face. And yeah, but man, that's Sindel. Oof. I remember not being
I
too
was,
impressed with the guy who played Jax either, but I have to go back and rewatch it. It's been a long time.
yeah, I'll admit that I've watched that movie at least three times in the last 5 years.
Well, as a gamer, like as a big gamer, how do you feel about this sudden like resurgence in decent video game movies? Like there was a time period where you could almost guarantee if it was a video game movie, it was going to suck. At the time we were kids, we didn't understand that it would suck. We probably liked it just because we were seeing the characters that we love on screen. Like I liked the Mario Brothers movie as a kid. It's a terrible movie, but I liked it as a kid. You
Yeah,
know, yeah, it was. I got to see Mario. None of it really made sense. It didn't really match the game, but it was more like a weird cyberpunk futuristic thing that seemed to kind of shoehorn Mario in there. But
Blade
whatever.
Runner for kids.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. I don't even know those for kids. Like that's what I mean. Like it's a weird stylish choice to be like. there's going to be like evolution, and there's a gun, and we got Dennis Hopper, who's like the least kid-friendly, actor as Koopa, and there's no real dinosaurs, there's no real mushroom people. The Goombas are like these tiny-headed weird things. Like it's a
Oh,
very strange movie.
it was. I've got it on DVD. I've been meaning to like show my daughter
Hmm.
because she likes Mario. So
Hmm.
she'll we like the last movie actually was really good.
I thought so
Like
too. Yeah, look forward to the next one.
oh yeah, like, opening weekend I'll be there. But I want to show her that movie. I just haven't gotten around to doing so. But no, like I love what's going on now. Um, like the Sonic movies are like the first Sonic movie was good,
Yeah.
and then the second one was somehow better,
Hmm.
and then the third one somehow be the best one. I didn't think that we get three good Sonic movies, like much less three Sonic movies that is to improve each time.
Yeah. I imagine there's probably going
So,
to be more. I haven't heard anything, but they've all done insanely well. Plus, I think
oh,
that
fourth's coming.
the Knuckles TV show did well too. I think so. Like everything's probably, you know, probably.
So,
There's a lot of like as a kid, I used to read a lot of the Sonic comics, um,
mhm.
and there's all these like cool characters in there. I don't know if they're allowed to use them in the movie, but I would be curious to see some of them pop up. Like there was like a bad guy that was like Mammoth Mogul. He was kind of like the Kingpin, but he was a giant mammoth with like the
Huh,
tusks and stuff. And I always thought he was kind of cool. So and like there's like a fire ant named Archimedes who used to hang out with Knuckles. So he's like he's like an ant, but he would breathe fire. I always thought that was
mhm.
cool. So
That would
like
be it.
yeah,
Huh.
or all the stuff from the cartoon like Sally and like the '90s cartoon, right?
The rabbit and the walrus. I forget their name. I think Rotor. I think his name's Rotor.
Yeah, like the idea that they would roboticize people, like and actually turn animals into robots, like they don't really do any of that in these movies. It's all sort of based around the Chaos Emeralds, but they're fun. I mean, it'd be if they're gonna bring back Robotnik again. I mean, I feel like at this point he just has to be a good guy because like he's already kind of been a good guy. This movie sort of redeems him a little bit. But I always find it funny in like, and I guess it's very much informs a kid's mentality when it comes to these movies. You don't have to give the villains grand plans. Like not everybody needs to be Killmonger from Black Panther or something. But the idea that like he's just like the villain's like I've been hurt, so I'm going to destroy the entire world, including myself and everybody. It's like it's a pretty grand way to
Yeah,
deal with your trauma.
yeah. But I really like what they're doing. Like it- Fallout's really good.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
we've been watching that.
I haven't watched second season yet, but the first one's really good. And I've never played
Yeah.
the games, so I can say that like as someone who knows nothing about the games, the show is great. So, it's always
Oh,
that to me is a big part of these things. It's like I hate when people are like, well, if you read the comic or you play like I always say if you read the comic, it makes sense that this guy does that. And then people but it's not an excuse. Like you can't assume everyone's read it or knows the backstory. So but Fallout
yeah,
does a really good job of that.
yeah.
Plus,
You don't have to play the games to understand what's going on.
mhm.
But at the same time, if you do play the games, you'll see things like in the show that you're like, oh, that's from the game. And it's
Yeah.
like really cool. But the show is really good. And the second season is really good as well, I think.
Is there a video game property that they haven't adapted to film or TV yet that you would like to see?
Ooh.
I have one, but
Oh.
I have one queued up. I mean, they have yet to make a good Resident Evil thing in my mind. I would like to see. I know the guy that did Barbarian and Weapons is doing the next one, which I'm very excited about because I really like that guy and I feel like he would probably do it correctly. But
Yeah, that's the
well,
one they really need to get right is Resident Evil. But as far like what hasn't been adapted that's not like new? Like because all
oh
the new stuff
yeah,
like
I didn't see the Borderlands
excuse
movie, but I haven't heard good things.
yeah, I haven't seen it either. I like the games.
Me too. Actually, the one thing I
Uh
really want to see them make into a movie or TV show is BioShock. I feel like that's one that has yet to be done. That would be a really cool movie.
I think they're trying.
Are they?
Like, yeah, they're trying.
That would be cool. Very cool.
Um
Like as a horror fan, it feels like it lends itself to a perfect sort of horror, thing.
now you got me like wondering like what hasn't been adapted yet.
You Bold did a bunch of them, and they all are terrible. So you know.
I think the only thing that I can think of that hasn't been adapted into a movie but has appeared in movies is Pac-Man.
Oh yeah.
And I think they're trying also,
How would they
and they
do that?
should.
I get, I imagine the success of the Mario movies is probably, and Sonic, and the Detective Pikachu movie is probably like opened up the world on what they're probably grabbing everything now. Because like Mario
Yeah,
has a bunch of like Donkey Kong and other things that are sort of folded into it,
yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah, they're doing Zelda now.
Oh yeah, right.
Metroid. They can do Metroid. I think
Oh, that would be
that
good.
should be the next one.
That
That's
would
the
be
one that
awesome.
should be next.
That one always had a cool style too.
Yeah,
I'd like
I
to
love those games.
I'd like to see a live action Mega Man movie. They haven't done that yet. That'd be fun.
Are they? I think they might be. I don't know.
That would be
That's a
interesting.
maybe.
Yeah. I'll watch it for sure. So what do you work? Are you working on anything new exciting these days or just continuing on with the
um,
strips?
so I've got the strips. Last year I drew a graphic novel. It was my first graphic novel that I worked on.
Oh wow.
It's called Muddy Waters 2. It's based on like the album, like Muddy Waters 2 by
Hmm.
Redman, the rapper Redman.
Yep.
Uh yeah, he co-wrote a graphic novel to go along with it, and I did all the art, the
Oh
interior
what? That's
art.
amazing. I didn't know that. That's
So
so cool.
it was really awesome. And it was cool because I got to get away from like the kid-friendly stuff for a
Hmm.
change. And so like they came out like back in August. But as far as right now, it's like all Beware of Toddler. This is like
Hmm.
my first year that I'm kind of like putting like my all into it.
Hmm.
Like I've got my Beto work, of course, but
Yeah.
like I'm pretty much just doing Beto and Beware of Toddler at this point.
How did the Red Man project come about? Like how did you get that?
Um, I knew one of the editors from another project that I was supposed to do that didn't quite pan out. Excuse me. They reached out to me and they asked me about it. And at first I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can do it. This is like, I never know if I have time to do things.
I hear you.
But I was like, I'll hear you out. And then they were like, yeah, it's for Rat Man. And it's like so. And I'm a hip hop guy. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's try it. Let's give it a shot. And yeah, I'm glad I did. That was a really fun project.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did I see did you nominate or did you get a Ringo Award?
I was nominated
Oh,
for
that's cool.
Tyler back in like 2021.
Yeah, that's
It was
beautiful.
like a pandemic nomination. So like doing that, the 2 year stretch in which like time just flew and nobody realizes what happened.
Yeah.
And I have to go back and tell you, yeah, I won like these two other awards and I got this award nomination, but all of it happened during the pandemic, so I can't prove it.
Well, that's the beauty, I guess, the internet is that you're still out there, right? Um, oh, that's super cool. I'm a big Mike Ringo fan, the guy that it's named after. So, um, that's a neat, definitely cool feather in your cap. I do think that it's really neat, personally, that like it seems like there's a lot of overlap, and I feel like the Wu-Tang Clan probably brought it in, but there's a lot of overlap with like graphics, comics, and like in hip hop and rap nowadays, which I think is really neat. Like I learned about I'm a big fan of Run the Jewels, and I learned about them through their Rick and Morty music video, because they did like a Rick and Morty music video for Oh Mama, I think, from the third album, and so there's like a lot of kind of fun overlap. Like I mean, the Wu-Tang used to do a lot of like the sort of throwbacks to like the like karate movies and stuff, and then you have like Czarface did a lot of that really cool. Czarface and MF Doom did all the cool like comic stuff. Like it's neat to see. I feel like in that industry there's a time where it used to be really hung up on everyone had to be tough or some kind of like appear as some kind of like a gangster or something. And now it seems like a lot of them are really just sort of accepting and showing their love of like nerd culture and stuff, which I mean, if you're an artist like a musician, you probably have a steady love of a lot of that stuff too. And I like that, they're not shying away from that, including that in their work.
yeah, they can have fun now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's I don't say it's always been there. Even like Biggie had lyrics about like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis.
Right.
Uh Lupe Fiasco, like his lyrics that he's got nerd stuff peppered in there all around.
Yeah,
But it is really cool that to see it's like these two things that you love, they can coexist.
yeah.
And even like beyond that, you got like the old Def Jam games.
Oh yeah, I forgot
And
about those. Those
oh
are
man,
ridiculous.
I
Remember
I miss
Shaq
those.
Fu? Do you remember those for the Super Nintendo?
I have that cartridge around here somewhere.
Oh man, Shaq Fu.
I have it. Like I have the Sega Genesis cartridge.
Oh, I
I'll,
forgot
I'll
about
admit it.
Def Jam Vendetta. Those games. That game was crazy.
Oh, I love those games back in the day. But no, it's really cool that you can have these things overlap. And within so, like thinking about like their fan bases,
Hmm.
that's kind of like could be like a gateway for them to like kind of, "Huh, what is he talking about? Let me figure out what these lyrics mean. Oh, he's talking about this book or this game or this movie over here. I may have to check that out, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's really, really neat. And then you got the Boondocks as well, which is
Right.
kind of like does the same thing.
Well, I think
And then like,
the concept of like the nerd being the socially unacceptable person anymore, like that's like being into nerdy stuff is no longer like it's not a badge of not being cool. Like because all of the nerdy things are the popular things.
yeah,
Like, Avengers comics are like the biggest movies and the Avengers are the biggest movies in the world. Next
yeah,
to
we are
Avatar, I
cool
guess.
now.
Yeah.
No,
So
no, it's no, it's awesome. It's good. It's needed. It's necessary. I think I this like nerd culture is the cultural zeitgeist
mm.
if you
And
take
like
politics out of it.
yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what those guys are fighting for,
Yeah, I'm with you.
but the idea that like yeah, like because there was a time like now the people that you look up to, like even the rap stars or even there's actors and other people that like you may look up to as a as a fan, and to hear them say, "Oh, hey, I read comics. I love this. I love that." Like Henry Cavill is talking about his love of Warhammer or something like that. It's like this or D and like big actors are playing D&D. Like it's like
Yeah,
it's cool that they're not afraid. Like it's not going to ruin their image, and it shows people that like yeah, it's cool to be into this sort of stuff because why not, right? Like
yeah.
not
I
hiding
mean,
your love of these things is it's a shitty feeling for someone to make you feel bad about something you like. And as someone that got a little older, I try never to do that. If someone's like, I love this band or I love that movie that I really don't like, I'll never be like, why would you love that? I just be like, oh, it's not for me, because no one, it doesn't feel nice to make someone feel bad about something they love. So,
no, I think it's awesome. I think that's like probably like one of the greatest things about now is that you can like something and it's totally cool. And like people aren't being looked down on the things they like anymore. So
right.
I think that's really dope. And you're right, like you got like the celebrities, like you got Vin Diesel hosting giant D&D parties, and all that's going to do is just introduce new audiences to these things,
Mhm.
and there is no downside, you
Yeah.
know?
And even just like now that the love of like, I think it's because all of the people that yeah, I think you said earlier, it informs correctly that like some of these projects are getting so good now because the people that grew up playing them are the ones making them. So, or like the games or the ones who grew up watching the shows are the ones making them. So they have an inherent love that's been with them their whole life of these properties that informs them creating and adding on to the myths, in their own way.
Yeah,
So,
and it shows in the final product. Like though, you can actually like see the love. Like
oh yeah.
this wasn't a boardroom decision. This was actually
Yeah.
like
I really felt
they
that way
actually
about
cared into it.
I do another podcast with a guy where we watch the old X-Men cartoon from the 90s,
Uh-huh.
and we've already gone through it and then the X-Men 97 and then we're doing some of the other X-Men cartoons, but like the new X-Men 97, the guy, I know he had his issues and he's not with the show anymore, but you can definitely tell that the showrunner loved the original. The like you can tell it bleeds through every bit. Like he loves everything about X-Men and everything about the original show, and finds a way to sort of marry it with it together into the thing that I would say more appeals to people like me who grew up watching it, not so much to a kid that might watch it now. But it still definitely is made by someone that has a deep reverence for the source material.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need more of that. I feel like it's coming. Definitely.
Yes.
Awesome. So do you have anything on the go now aside from like are there any books, Kickstarters, anything coming out with your work, or is it all the website?
Um, not at the moment, but like Tyler's constant every week,
Yeah.
every Sunday. Comics Kingdom, you can read a new comic strip there. Every Sunday. I'm constantly pushing out art, like
Nice.
almost every day. I'm trying to come up with something, even if
Mhm.
it's some weird pop culture mashup, I try to throw up there. Um, I do have some things that I'm trying to get off the ground,
Mhm.
but it's still like very much early days, and I'm working on it.
Yeah. Do you do cons and stuff like that? Do you ever do any of that work?
Most of the times I do are local.
Mhm.
Like I do C2E2 every year,
Mhm.
the one in some way, shape, or form. Last year I did get to go to what was it, CXC at Columbus.
Nice.
So every once in a while I'll try to travel
Mhm.
if I can afford it at that moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do things there. And I've got my toddler book. Usually have the book Toddler Hand. Oh, that is available on Amazon now.
Mhm.
Uh, though I'm, I should probably find somewhere better to put it.
Yeah. Hey man, you gotta, gotta work within the system. It sucks sometimes, but hey.
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being in the show, George. It's a real pleasure talking to you.
Yo, likewise. Thank you for having me. Awesome Gremlin stuff, by the way. I
Oh,
I need to tell my wife about that. She's a big fan. We introduced the kids to Gremlins just like the other day.
oh, how old are they?
My oldest is 13 and my youngest is 8.
Okay, that's a good time.
Uh,
Gremlins 1 is a bit dark, but hey, they can handle it.
you know what's weird? I don't know if it's HBO Max, but for some reason it didn't feel as dark. Like tonally, I feel like they may have edited some things out.
Well, the part where the mom kills one with like a knife in the kitchen is kind of, I think, like the part most people reference when they think about like how bad they feel about showing to the kids. Or does she throw one in the microwave too? But that's kind of fun.
Yeah, but I feel like the microwave scene was toned down. Like I don't know if it's just me or like am I desensitized to this now?
Yeah, it could be. I
But
mean, there's a lot more violence in media generally, so like you probably just think, yeah. I'm a massive Gremlins fan. I have I don't know if you can see, I don't think there's one behind my desk too that has this one. The
oh,
stripe.
Stripe.
Yep. And then I have this alternative poster up here too, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's killer.
But yeah, I got lots of I got the Gremlin. There's two of there's the striped one and then the regular one. And there's also the Gizmo and then the Mogwai version of Stripe over there too. Oh, and this Flasher one over here.
That
But I got
is
these guys too, which are fun. You remember Critters? You remember
oh,
those
Critters,
movies?
yes.
Yeah. So I got a couple of those. This one I got it like in Toronto. I was there visiting for work, and I was visiting a friend, and there's like a nerd store. There's like I collect like Blu-rays and 4Ks and stuff, and there's a store that of a boutique label called Vinegar Syndrome that sells a lot of weird old movies. And they had this guy, so I picked it up because I've always wanted one. And then coincidentally enough, in the town I live in, we have the store is called Breton Bargain Bins. It's like people like they return shit to Amazon. They resell it. So like I'm guessing instead of sending it back to wherever thing is, they just every day, like the first day when they put out new stuff, it's like $25 and then it's like 28 the next day and it goes down and then they restock. So I was there the other day and oddly enough they had one of the other ones. So I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
So
that's
it
killer.
was a cool find. And I got like lots of nerd. There's a Infinity Gauntlet here that
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
the lights up and there's all kinds of yeah, there's a face hugger up there.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
That
lots.
is awesome. Yeah, I've got a
Yeah.
couple things up here. Nothing like that. Nothing that cool though. I got like a
Oh,
Halo Warthog back here.
oh, that's really cool. How do you like I never watched the Halo show. Have you watched it?
That I did not watch.
I was wondering if it's any good. It's been on for a
because
while, so I'm assuming it's okay.
well, the reviews weren't great, and I think like the showrunner said that they didn't play the games, and they were just
No,
doing their
really.
own thing. So I was just like, yeah, I'm good. I'll wait for a real adaptation.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about like being in this world of instant gratification and frequent adaptation. That like if you don't like the version of the thing that just came out, wait like 3 or 4 years, and you'll probably get another one.
Yeah,
Like we get in the span of my life since 2001, we've had three three different live action Spider-Man. There's been like 10 Spider-Man movies, I think, or 8 Spider-Man movies in plus two, so 10, I guess, plus two really good animated movies. Like, so it's like, it's funny. It's wild to me that like, you just wait. We've had like three different Supermen in the last little while between the TV shows and whatever. Like, they just keep doing it. It's just going to keep getting made over and over again. So
yeah,
if you
we've
don't
had
like this
more
version, wait.
Spider-Man since the turn of the century than we've had James Bond.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. That's just like the new way now, right? It's like, and even with like them sort of embracing with DC the idea that like the multiverse, so they can have the Robert Pattinson Batman world, but then bring in a normal one for the regular stuff in the world they're building with Superman and all that stuff. So, I mean, I think the world's kind of getting used to the concept that like as much as a continuity nerd I was reading comics growing up, like, it's nice to say this is the definitive timeline of what happened to these characters. It's also nice that maybe sometimes we're not a slave to it and we can be like, hey, here's, a really cool thing on its own right. Like I watched that new Fantastic Four movie and it's kind of outside of the MCU in a separate universe. And I was like, I kind of like at first I was a little like, oh, it'd be cool if they were like mixing it up with the other characters, which are going to. But I was like, I watched it. I was like, I kind of really like this universe. It'd be nice to see more of them, this lived-in bit and more
Yeah.
of these characters. So I feel like as a the studios are kind of just realizing that people are left for good stories and not so hung up on making everything make sense. Because sometimes you
Yeah.
look at some of those old properties, like series that went on for 10 to 20, like not the horror ones because they're all kind of the same. The guy shows up and kills a bunch of people and they deal with them. But like you look at like Bond or some of those ones that have gone on forever, and it's like it doesn't make sense to try to make it all fit. It's not, just enjoy each one as their own
Yeah.
and try. Awesome. Well, thanks, George. I'll make sure to put somewhere on my marketing about the book is out there and point them towards the website.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, man. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, dude, I had a blast. So have yourself a great day. Catch you soon.
You too.
All right. Bye bye.
All right, later.
There you have it, my chat with Mr. Gant. Great conversation, great guy. Really, really fun talk. Actually, I love when we can just kind of get out there and talk about the matters of the day, the artistic form, the influences, and kind of talk about all that sort of stuff, and get a good flow for who the guest is and their influences, their loves, their likes, and everything in between. So, great conversation with George and great chat. As the shows continue. Rolling around, trying not to miss too many days. This episode is a little late. My apologies. But hopefully next week's won't be. I try my best to get some time, but I'm a busy man. And to cram in the time to put the show together, it's a real labor of love. And you're lucky I love you guys because it's a lot of labor. But I do love you, and I really appreciate you tuning into the show. So please spread the word, get it out there, do all the things, and to help. And yeah, I'll keep them coming. So in the meantime, stay safe, have fun, read some comics, and if you're in my neck of the woods, go play in the snow, because there's a whole lot of it. This program is a proud part of the Swear to Pod Network.